What is up, my friends? And welcome to another edition of the XFL Week in Review, the OG XFL Week in Review. I'm your host, Mark Perry, editor of XFL News Hub, your alt football media guru. On this show, starting right now, in less than 2 hours, the XFL will return for the 2023 season. 182 episodes. This is the 182, I guess. We'll say 181 episodes. 5 of them were for game stuff. So if you like football, make sure you like and subscribe to that channel. Let's get this sucker to 100 likes. All right, hit that notification bell and get alerted when you get new content posted. We are very excited to be here. I mean, lots of emotions, to be honest with you. Lots of emotions. Been working hard for that money all day, all morning. Working on the fantasy football app, getting that all ready to go. Tons of traffic last night. It was close to like 40,000 page views, something insane. So working on bugs this morning, fixing people's accounts, and excited because this is really just the first version. Like this isn't the completion. This is just the beginning. We'll get into some XFL news, some numbers for fantasy football, News Hub Fantasy. You could go over there right now, join a league if you would like to. So on Monday when we do our show, there was 2,921 users. We did our show Thursday. It was 3,559 users. As of 10 minutes ago, 4,257 users. Very cool. Of the leagues, there was 802 leagues on Monday, 954 on Thursday. This morning, 1,093 leagues. Players excited to play fantasy football. So if you want to head over to News Hub Fantasy, we've got our own team, our own guys. Move this over. So we've got that going on right now. Also, do us a favor and join us on Alt Football on Reddit. This is where we post all of the stuff from XFL, USFL, CFL stuff, ELF. I put all the content that I get, I post on here, whether it's from us or somebody else, post it on here. So join up on Alt Football on the Reddit as well. Good community building that up there. All right, so on today's show, we're going to go through, we have some phone callers. We're going to go through kind of what the latest is. We've got some more depth charts that we didn't have from last on Thursday, which apparently all you guys like doing the live Thursday show. So let me know. Smash the like button. Give us a 1 in chat if you want us to continue doing a live show on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. It went really well. I was really excited about that going on there. All right, so a couple things. If you want to be part of the show, email podcast at XFL News Hub with your thoughts, or record an MP3 or video on your phone. We'll play it on this week's show. 888-430-7692, extension 3. I believe you can also text. I'm going to work on texting that number in the coming week just to make things easier for people. Also, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We really appreciate that. We are the OG XFL Week in Review. There's another one that's coming, but, that's cool. Or you can watch us live, definitely at 8 p.m. Eastern every Monday on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. This is going to be a fun show Monday because we wrapped up week 1. I just still can't believe it, to be honest with you. I can't believe it. Timeline. Today, 0 days. Goodbye. This slide is officially done. We don't have to look at its ugly face anymore because we are here now, ready to rock and roll with the XFL. All right. Appreciate what's up in the chat. Let me say hello to everybody who's in the chat right now. Relo Country, what's up? The Sports Zone, check it in. Christopher Pratt. Finally, it's XFL Day. The Zone, Support Zone says, go Battlehawks. Nathan, what's up there? He says, boo the St. Louis Battlehawks. Okay. Roger, check it in. Let's get it. Agree with that. Appreciate all you guys hopping on the program for that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the news this week. We're going to look at DFS fantasy. I'm going to get you out of here before you can, so you can watch the XFL TV show. We'll also play some phone calls as well. One of the things I wanted to talk about before we kind of get into the news, we have a little bit of news. More affects me than it does you. Yeah, but I appreciate everybody smashing that like button. Appreciate it. Is the broadcast team. So who is going to be the broadcast team coming in to the XFL this weekend? So, of course, at 2 p.m. today, so basically 45 minutes from right now, you're going to tune into ABC and watch Player 54 for the second time because I told you so. Okay? Told you so. 3 p.m., it all begins. The Vegas Vipers taking on the Arlington Renegades on ABC. This hype of the XFL 3.0 era is not the same as it was in the 2.0. There was a lot more amp. People were a lot more excited. I think one of the things that we're going to see is that people are going to be like, oh, it's on TV. Next weekend, oh, it was on TV. The weekend after that, oh, it's on TV. I kind of like this. And things are going to start to slowly build as we get as we go down the season. We'll see what happens with March Madness. But anyway, so 3 p.m. Eastern, we got the Vegas Vipers at Arlington Renegades on ABC. Then we get to take a little break, do more bug fixes, I guess. And then at 8:30 p.m., the Orlando Guardians are taking on the Houston Roughnecks. So we got, for the 3 p.m., we got Greg McElroy, Katie George, Cole Kubrick, and Tom Hart. I can't read that. That's your crew today. Then 8:30 p.m., we got the Orlando Guardians, Houston Roughnecks on ESPN FX and ESPN Deportes. Lowell Gudano, Sam Echo, Taylor McGregor, and Ian Fitzsimmons. And then we've got the Rebecca Lands and Sergio DJ on ESPN Deportes. We actually posted about the ESPN Deportes crew on XFL News Hub. Then at 2:30, the news show. They didn't invite us, Mike Mitchell, or the other crew, to be on XFL Today at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You have Jason Fritz, Andrew Hawkins, and I can't read. It's all blurry on my screen. Yeah, Shaleb something. And then, so that's at 2:30. And I apologize for that. My screen is like small. I can't read the writing. Can I fix this? Okay. Then at 3 p.m., the St. Louis Battlehawks take on the San Antonio Brahmas on ABC. Matt Berry, Joey Galloway, Tiffany Blackman, and Eric McLean. McLean will be your broadcasters for that. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern, Seattle Sea Dragons take on the DC Defenders on ESPN. Again, I can't read this. Hold on. Does this make it better? There we go. Oh, okay. John Sheriffan, Tom Lundgren, Bill, Stormy Bonatani, and Harry Douglas will take you through that game. And, of course, the same ESPN Deportes crew there. Oh, Shuby Magazira, Andrew Hawkins there on the XFL Today. Matt Berry. Now I can read it. So that is your crew on ESPN going into this week's games, XFL games, and there are your times. So super excited. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Wow. Okay. So that is what's going on with the crew today. So make sure you check out the Player 54 if you already missed it. It'll be on at 2 p.m. And then XFL Today at 2:30. We're really curious to see how that is. It's on ESPN, Twitter, and Facebook. They didn't mention YouTube on there. That's kind of interesting. All right. So let's see. We got all that stuff out of the way. So first up, let's take a look at some of the news. We'll do the depth charts of kind of newer depth charts that we got. We'll take your questions and so much more. We'll look at DFS, fantasy, the whole deal. So without further ado, let's look into what's going on. And then we got your phone calls to wrap up the end of the show. So let's get after it. Let's do it. Couple news and notes. XFL and Genius Sports strike an official data distribution and fan engagement partnership. Oh, that's what I wanted to pull up. Did you guys see the let me pull it up. That's what I wanted to. I was going to do that live. The Pick'em game, XFL Pick'em game. So that whole thing that we reported on actually comes from Genius Sports. So they've been named the official betting data distribution partner and free-to-play provider for the league. I'm pulling the game up right now. We'll go through it right here. Genius Sports has been granted the exclusive rights to distribute official data from every XFL game to its global network of media and betting partners. Hopefully getting an API through Genius Sports. We'll see about that. Remember, Genius Sports also partnered and owns part of the Canadian Football League. Just pointing that out. I thought that was quite interesting. Will provide the fastest, most accurate feed of XFL data, while brands and advertisers will be able to access official XFL data through Genius Marketing Suite, an all-in-one fan engagement platform. To help the XFL expand its digital audience and drive fan engagement levels, Genius Sports has built a new XFL Pick'em game. This free-to-play game asks fans to predict the outcome of upcoming XFL matchups, including various proposition bets related to games, players, and teams. To gamify the experience, fans are asked to bet with football tokens, creating a parlay to increase their potential score and improve their rankings on the league-wide leaderboard. Weekly winners are eligible for a variety of prizes, including an XFL shop gift cards, cool, and a grand prize winner will receive a trip for two to the 2023 XFL Championship game, allegedly in San Antonio. Just throwing that out. Supposedly, The Rock is going to make mention of that today on, let's see here. So, should we take a look? Let's see here. Let's put me back on. So, let's play this game. So, you can get to the game via your phone. But it's Pick'em. If you're a nerd like me, it's pick'em.xfl.com. And here is the game here. So make your picks. Starts in an hour and 31 minutes. All right, let's go through. I don't care about the tutorial. Oh, okay. Each week you select a wager, blah, blah, blah. Select your answers. Oh, okay. Here are the questions. All right, let's go back. Teams can opt for a 3-point conversion attempt from the 10-yard line after scoring a touchdown. Will there be over or under 1.5 3-point conversions combined? I'm going to say under. They really didn't do that much in the XFL 2.0 era. So we'll do 50. Okay, cool. Did I get it? Next. Seattle Sea Dragons wide receiver Josh Gordon and Vegas Viper Martavis Bryant scored 38 TDs combined in their NFL careers, where Gordon and Bryant combined for over 1.5. So each one of them scored a touchdown. I don't know what's going on with Martavis Bryant. I'm going to go under. I've always heard that you go with the under. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll do another 50 on that one. Because I'm not sure what the deal is with Martavis Bryant and then Josh Gordon. I mean, he's definitely one of the top wide receivers in the league. I'm not sure about what the Vipers' offense is going to be. You know, the Seattle Sea Dragons are going to be slinging it all over the place. Will Gordon get 2 touchdowns in this game? I think he could get 1, but I don't know about 2. Oh, all right, let's slide that over. Okay, we'll do a 50 there. Next one. Vegas Vipers head coach Rod Woodson has 71 career interceptions in his Hall of Fame career, ranking him 3rd all-time in the NFL. Will the Vipers have 2 picks against the Arlington Renegades? I'm going to go over but I'm only going to do 20. Because, this is a new league and new things. I think we could see some turnovers. Before Arlington Renegades head coach Bob Stoops began his Hall of Fame career at Oklahoma, he was the DC at the University of Florida, helping them lead them to a 1997 championship. Will the Vipers score over under 16.5 points? I'm going to say Vipers are going to go under. I think the Renegades, I've been saying all along that the Renegades have one of the top teams in the league. This will be Guardians, question 5. This will be Guardians head coach Terrell Buckley's 51. First game as head coach and going up against Wade Phillips, 75, who was an NFL head coach in 152 games. Will the age of the winning coach in the matchup be over under 52? Would be over. What? Will the age of the winning coach in this matchup be over or under 52? Oh, okay. Who's it going to be? Wade Phillips or Terrell Buckley? Going over. Wade Phillips. I'm going to go over. I'm putting like 50 on that one. This is fun, huh? Okay. In an ESPN interview, San Antonio head coach Hines Ward mentioned running back Kalen Ballage and Jaquez Patrick as having standout training camps. Will the two combine for 110 rushing yards over the Battlehawks? I think so. I think they're going to be. I think San Antonio is going to be a running team. We'll put 20 on that one. I think so. I think that's a possibility. Former first-round pick in the St. Battlehawks head coach Anthony Beck scored 21 touchdowns in his NFL career as tight end. Will there be a over/under 0.5 tight end for a touchdown by the tight end in the St. Louis? Was there going to be a touchdown by a tight end? I'm going to go with the over. I'm going to. Well, do you think? I don't know. I think he's been kind of looking at that squad. I'm going to go 20 on that one. And finally, DC Defenders Abram Smith had 172 yards rushing in his last college game, a win over Ole Miss in the 2022 All-State Sugar Bowl. Will Abram Smith over 80 yards rushing? I'm going over. And because they're going to need to run the ball to keep them off the clock. So there's my prop bets, and let's go next. Build your parlay. Build a weekly parlay with 30 bonus footballs and increase your potential payout by adding props via the checkbox next to each one. Note, you must place a bet. I think I just used all my money, though. Parlay. So these are the ones. Am I going to get them all right? No. But if I'm going to pick 3 to get them all right, I think the rushing yards, and I think the head coach. That'll be my parlay. Log in. I already thought I had an account. Oh, I'm going to have to figure that out. I thought I had an account. But there you go. That's the idea of the Pick'em game. So it's pick'em.xfl.com, or you can go on your app, download the XFL app, and install, and then you can get to that right there as well. I'm going to have to save that. Some other news. Real quick, the XFL has partnered with Westgate Resorts, founding partners of the league. Basically, they do timeshares. So just another corporate partner there for the XFL to get money from. And apparently, they're going to set up stations at events, so you'll see them there. All right, let's take now. Let's get into the what you're really here for is some of our other stuff here. So first up, we have the XFL Week 1 by Juan Blanco. Welcome to the team. He has got the start and sit recommendations for Week 1. So this is where you want to start to pay attention, my friends. So he's got to start. And I agree with him here. Unfortunately, it's against my team, the DC Defenders. Ben DiNucci. I mean, this is the Seattle quarterback. He says not many, if any, spring league quarterbacks have ever been able to lay claim to having logged a regular season start for the Cowboys, but such is the case for DiNucci, who did the honors back in Week 8 of the 2020 season against the Eagles. DiNucci also boasts plenty of NFL preseason experience, in addition to his 43 regular season passing attempts and a couple of other factors there. To begin with, he's highly talented. Number 1 receiver, he's got Josh Gordon to throw to and a pair of complementary options in Juan Green and Jahcour Pearson. Then DiNucci will be his play caller. This is the part, is June Jones, who helped P.J. Walker lead the 2020 Roughnecks to several stirring offensive performance, essentially paving the way for his opportunity there. The other guy he's got, Luis Perez, Las Vegas. Remember, this is the guy that beat out Brian Scott, who we all thought was going to be the starter. Scott is now, I'm not sure where he's landed yet, but supposedly he might be headed back to the USFL. So NFL veteran Brett Hundley is also in the fold for Vegas and expected to eventually take the reins of the Vipers offense. However, with Hundley arriving to camp late, Perez is slated for the Week 1 start. Will make him a strong case for the job. He's got a lot of talent to work with. He's got a stand wideout duo in the league, and Martavis Bryant and Geronimo Allison. So those are two guys to keep an eye on. His number 3 receiver is Jeff Badette, who's no slouch either. Played with the Renegades, Panthers, so he's had a lot of things too. Renegades also have former Cowboys running back Rod Smith in their backfield. Guys to sit, totally agree with him. Paxton Lynch is getting another opportunity. Didn't play well in the USFL. We've talked about him before, and we're concerned that Orlando is kind of could be at the bottom of the barrel. We don't know. Be at the bottom of the barrel. They like DeAndre Francois, their backup quarterback. He played in the Fan Control Football League. So I'm not excited about Lynch and also Orlando's team, and the fact that they're also going up against Houston and Wade Phillips. He's been around the block. He knows what to do. His defense will be good. That's why I'm kind of staying away from that. He's got star Abram Smith, your DC Defenders, America's team. We all know he was the number 1 pick in the XFL draft. They're going to, and on offense, the thing is that they're going to have to run the ball against Seattle to keep Seattle off the field with the June Jones run and shoot offense. So look for Abram Smith to have a big game. Kalen Ballage is another guy, San Antonio, another noteworthy NFL alum, could have a potential role. The 2018 4th-round pick of the Dolphins couldn't latch on to a roster in 22 dudes despite several workouts. 958 total yards and 7 rushing TDs across 52 games in the league over a 5-year span. So, and with Brahma's head coach Hines Ward was a receiver by trade, but we feel like they're going to be a grounded and running team. So Kalen Ballage and Abram Smith could be your running backs. Adrian Killens is an interesting scat back prospect, 5'8", 165, but that also means touches will be limited. Backfield mates, Keith Ford. Basically, Killens looks like on the depth charts, he was way down on the depth charts, just kind of stay away from him. Of course, Josh Gordon, you all know about him, and being with June Jones, that just makes for an exciting combo. Deontay Burnett, Houston and Orlando. So Burnett doesn't have the same name recognition as Gordon, Martavis Bryant, or Geronimo Allison by any stretch, but the USC product certainly doesn't lack for upside and has some NFL experience. Recorded 15 catches, 210 over 8 games of 3 seasons with the Jets and Eagles. So this could be a guy. Roughnecks head coach will undoubtedly give offensive coordinator A.J. Smith, who was the receivers coach with the franchise in 2020 squad, all the freedom he wants to run his hybrid air raid run and shoot attack. So keep an eye out for Houston's Deontay Burnett. Sit Eli Rogers. Didn't play great in the XFL first version. Remember that, he had a solid season, when he was with the Steelers. He's a name one, but there's other guys. However, the veteran appears to be a bit buried on the Guardians depth chart to open the season with the likes of Charleston Rambo as a guy, Stephon Gildry, and Dantes Bird as some other ones. Tight end start Sal Cannella, Bob Stoops with his team. Cannella was the best tight end in the USFL, and he could be partnered back up with Kyle Sloter as the quarterback for Arlington. So definitely Sal Cannella is a start. I agree with that. Sean Price, sneakiest start recommendation overall, isn't listed as a starter. However, word out of camp is that coaches are absolutely enthralled with Sean Price. So a guy that 9 targets for the Renegades in the XFL 2.0, but together great lines at University of South Florida. So they're very high on him. Look for Sean Price. Sit Garrett Owens, Houston, Orlando. Owens, a converted running back who finished playing his college ball at Duquesne and offers an intriguing skill set. Helped him produce 5,120 all-purpose yards in his career at Division II Mercyhurst. However, Owens has had the misfortune of opening the season on the Roughnecks tight end depth chart. It could most likely be ignored because they run the air raid and run and shoot offense. So there you have some of the starts and sits to keep in mind if you're playing DFS as of right now. You've got about an hour and a half left. So keep those in mind as potential options today and this weekend. Anthony Blanco's got some potential 2023 Orlando Guardians impact players. We'll go through them real quick. Paxton Lynch, of course, he could be a guy. We'll see how he does in the XFL. It's somebody to keep an eye on for the Orlando Guardians, though we're concerned. I don't know. Some people are picking the Guardians do well. Who knows? Cody Latimer, a wide receiver. joins the former Broncos teammate Lynch in Orlando. The duo together had multiple seasons in the NFL. Maybe they could rekindle something and going on there. So Cody Lattimore and them. Matt Elam on defense, safety, played for the DC Defenders, though he kind of left all of a sudden when he was with the USFL or XFL. And, so we don't know. He kind of, maybe he was with he played with the Edmonton Elks for a little bit. So we're not really sure. We'll see how Matt Elam, if he could bring back his veteran experience to the XFL. Eli Rogers, we talked about already. It gets an honorable mention just because of his name recognition, but we'll have to find out, how low he is on the depth chart. Depth charts. Here we go. Houston Roughnecks offense. We've got on the depth chart, the starting quarterback is Brandon Silvers with Cole McDonald. Mike Mitchell had said that the Roughnecks would be his pick as the number one team if Cole McDonald was the starting quarterback. But for now, Brandon Silvers, who was meh in the XFL 2.0, he is your starting quarterback. Wide receivers, Travell Harris and Deontay Burnett. Nick Holley is your halfback, and Max Borgani is your running back. A wide receiver, Jontrell Kirkland, is your other third wide receiver to keep those in mind there. On to, is that the only ones we had in here? I believe, yes. So there is kind of where those are at. We also have depth charts for the San Antonio Brahmas. Jalen Tolliver, who is a name in the XFL original. I'm getting excited. Are you getting excited? Jack Cohen is the starting quarterback from Sayville High School, which was a high school that was near where I grew up on Long Island. Yes, Mark is from Long Island, New York, and Sayville and Shoreham, where I grew up, was just clearly he's a lot younger than I am, but fellow Long Island boy. Kalen Ballage, we talked about him. He is the starting running back. Jaquez Patrick. Kalen Ballage, I'm going to have to change my DraftKings team to Kalen Ballage. I think I have Jaquez Patrick from last time. Travis Johnson, Landon Akers are your wide receivers there on San Antonio. On the the St. Louis Battlehawks, which was the big shock, was that Ryan Willis, we all thought Ryan Willis was the guy for the St. Louis Battlehawks, but that was not the case. It's A.J. McCarron going into the veteran. Is he going to go the way of Landry Jones, where, his kind of a veteran guy gets hurt and then he's done? Nick Tiano, apparently they were more impressed with Tiano than they were Ryan Willis, supposedly. They brought in Manny Wilkins as the backup quarterback. There, Brian Hill is your starting running back. Mateo Durant was high on the DraftKings list. He is third on the depth chart, so keep an eye on him as well. Wide receivers, where are the wide receivers on this? Running back, I guess wide receivers. So Marcel Aitman is the guy, is one of the top guys people are excited about. Darius Shepard is the other wideout. Austin Prohl is on the team, and Hakeem Butler, but they're kind of in the backups. Austin Prohl's dad is Ricky Prohl. Ricky Prohl is wide receivers coach there, but the guy that people are excited about is Marcel Aitman. Anthony Beck talked a lot about him on the team there for St. Louis. So they were really high on them. So that is a guy. So Brian Hill is your guy. Mateo Durant, I think, was really high on DraftKings stuff. He is not on there as well. So there is your things there. We also have some injury news on the front. Steve Mitchell had a hamstring. He was a wide receiver, but he wasn't the guy that we were talking about, and nothing on the injury report for the San Antonio Brahmas. We've already talked about the Battlehawks depth chart, so you can see that's kind of where we're at there. And finally, let's see, the Renegades, the Vipers and Renegades depth charts. So with the Vipers, Geronimo Allison is a guy. People were excited about him. Jeff Padette and Martavis Bryant. That is a nice combo of wide receivers at the Vipers. The thing is, how is Rod Woodson as a head coach? How is their offense as a head coach? Luis Perez will be your starting QB, with Brett Hundley most likely going to take over at some point with Rod Smith as your quarterback. Might as well put in the veteran Luis Perez, let Brett Hundley get acclimated. But Vipers have got some wide receivers. The question is, how are they on defense? How is a first-time head coach and Rod Woodson going to do? But you got some guys there. And Luis Perez, he's not slinging it all over, a la Aaron Rodgers kind of thing, or, you know, Lamar Jackson. But he's a guy that gets it done, and he's a proven winner. So, and he's got some good guys to throw to on the Vegas Vipers. Their tight end is Brandon Dillon on there. And then the Arlington Renegades. Quarterback, we don't know. And this is one that you want to stay away from, to be honest with you. Drew Plitt, they are high on Drew Plitt. We are high on Kyle Sloter throwing to Sal Cannella. So I would assume that they're going to go with Sloter to start, because Sloter was great in the USFL. I really think he had a chance of being MVP until he got hurt and then was slowed down by injury. But him and Sal Cannella were clicking. I asked offensive coordinator Jonathan Hayes about the Sal Cannella, Kyle Sloter thing, and if that was part of their idea of drafting him. He was like, no, I mean, they were both good players, and he was one of the best, so they weren't really thinking of on those lines. But so Keith Ford and Devon Smith are your running backs. Adrian Killens, his third on the depth chart, so stay away from him. But Jordan Smallwood, Brandon Arcondo are some guys to look into and they were high on Smallwood as well with the Renegades. So there's your depth charts going right now. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll get to all your social media stuff and DFS as we try to wrap this sucker up before we get to kickoff of the XFL season. We'll take your questions coming up next. Get ready for the biggest XFL season yet with RunTheSims.com, your ultimate toolkit for XFL DFS and prop betting. With DraftKings offering XFL contests with huge prize pools, you want to have the best tools and player projections at your fingertips. And Run the Sims delivers with their lineup optimizer, showdown simulator, and expert pick'em tools for prize picks and underdog. So here's the deal. Use code NEWSHUB for 10% off a monthly or weekly spring football subscription and get access to accurate projections to help you make informed decisions and make that money. That's runthesims.com. Use the promo code NEWSHUB for 10% off. So if you followed spring football and in the past, you know the information edge can be massive. So if you want to win big, subscribe to runthesims.com and use the promo code NEWSHUB today to save 10% off. All right, let's take a look at some DFS. I have two lineups. One is this 300,000 kickoff special. I think you can get a free entry. I believe I got a free entry into this $15 thing. Now, they had said DraftKings' scoring is going to be delayed. They still don't have a tab. You have to go to NFL, click on NFL to get to the XFL stuff. But I have Jack Cohen. I'm going with him, fellow Long Island boy. Keith Ford is kind of up in the air. We don't know who's going to be the starting running back there. Aitman, Jeff Badette, I'm comfortable with it. Azard, DC Defenders, Arlington. Keith Ford is a guy I think I might pull. And, I mean, I think I'm going to go with Abram Smith on that one. So that's a lineup that I need to update there. I also have another entry. Did this update? Update entry. It's thinking. The other one is the betting odds for DFS on DraftKings Sportsbook or any other sportsbook. It's been interesting. They don't have any in-game parlays or any of that kind of stuff. This is very generic sportsbook stuff for the XFL, which fans might not be a little too excited about. There's no in-game thing. Maybe they're waiting the first week. Maybe it was because of a delay in getting their partnership going with Genius Sports. Who knows? But y'all had a little while to figure this out. I assume this saved. Where's my other contest? Let's see here. Okay. I don't know what that is all about, but I'll have to check on that later. Also, so this is the parlay that I had. Now, the lines have actually shrunken, I think. So if you're on DraftKings, you'll actually see content about the players from XFL News Hub. So you're getting the DFS from the source here right now. Your boy, Mark, is giving you the source material right now. Arlington Renegades, Vegas Vipers, the game that will start in about an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going with the Vegas Vipers over the Arlington Renegade. I'm sorry, the Arlington Renegades over the Vegas Vipers. Houston Roughnecks over the Orlando Guardians. I got that pick. I'm really comfortable with the Houston Roughnecks playing. I think the St. Louis Battlehawks will come off with the win. It's interesting because Seattle Sea Dragons, DC Defenders was a 37.5 over under and has gone down to 35. Maybe it's because of what we were talking about. The point spreads were 1. Now they're starting to increase a little bit but again, these guys don't know. So really the two highest played games is Vegas Vipers, Arlington Renegades, and St. Louis Battlehawks, San Antonio Brahmas. You would think that the highest scoring game would be the Houston Roughnecks and Orlando Guardians. That's what I would have the highest scoring game. And the Seattle Sea Dragons, DC Defenders, because of June Jones' success in the XFL 2.0 era. But that's kind of where they're at right now. It's all just kind of trying to figure things out with all of these picks. For the futures, they have St. Louis is still on top. Arlington Renegades are tied. Again, they're getting this stuff from your boys from XFL News Hub. And we have been talking, we were all high on the Renegades, so the line actually moved up. DC Defenders were at the bottom until I was pumping it up. The DC Defenders went up. Seattle Sea Dragons also in line. So that is going to be a good game. I had talked about last time's show that the Seattle Sea Dragons DC Defenders game is going to be an important one to set the tone for these two teams. Remember, they're in the same division because of, remember, we got the North is the St. Louis Battlehawks, DC Defenders, Seattle Sea Dragons, and Vegas Vipers. And in the South, Arlington, San Antonio, Houston, and Orlando. And you see Orlando, even not excited about Orlando. They have kind of dropped. And the Vegas Vipers. But you look at their wide receivers, they're looking good. It's those first-time coaches. But I think the Roughnecks would be higher on that list. But I think Battlehawks will be interesting to see. That line will drop if the St. Louis Battlehawks lose and the Renegades win. Then they could move up. But this is your chance. Put $1 in. See who you think is going to be the XFL champion. That's just your kind of call right there for that. All right. That's what we got going on there. Let's go check in to our friends online. Let's see here. We've got a lot of stuff here. The Sports Zone, Battlehawks all the way. Battlehawks, let's fly. Relo Country says, Jose says San Antonio Brahmas all the way. Who do you think is going to win the championship? Put it in the comments right now. We'll read it on the air. What do you think based on, does the Sportsbook change your mind at all? Do you think things will be a little different? What do you think there? Relo Country says, let's fly. Nathan says, San Antonio Brahmas, this is our year. Let's win it all and take whatever it takes to get a championship for our first title, and the XFL has a new team. I'm hearing that San Antonio is where they're going to play the championship game. So to have a home game in San Antonio would be cool. The problem, Nathan, with your assessment, as cute and nice and fluffy. Hey, by the way, smash that like button. We're supposed to get to 100 likes on this one. Smash the like button. Let me know that you still want to do this show. Is you're going to have to go through America's team, the DC Defenders, brah. Right there. DC Defenders. You're going to have to go through us to get that championship. Robert Lawrence, smartest guy in the chat room, says Defenders. Yusef says, stand guard. There you go. Alt Red says, shields up. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Patrick, any early numbers on tickets, attendance, guesses of these first week's home games? Good question. Maybe I can pull it up. Let's see if we can do this. Ticket. Let's have some fun here. We'll go to Ticketmaster. Pulling it up now. What I've been hearing is that the ticket sales for the first games are looking good. Let's see. And we can kind of see that based on, they just want to get people in the stands. And so that's why this ticket, I would get, if you have any semblance of being an interest in this league, you need to get your tickets now because they're going to go up. All right, let's see. I'm going through it now so you don't have to watch me do it. But all right, so we have today's game. Let's see tickets. The Arlington Renegades, Vegas Vipers game. Let's see how ticket sales are looking first. Yeah, so today, this is the Seattle Arlington Renegades, Vegas Vipers, which, by the way, if you want to see my picks, all right, I don't care. My picks. I've got to the Vegas Vipers, Arlington. I have 1321, your Arlington Renegades, who I think is going to be the champion of the XFL here. All right, so let's take a look, shall we, at the ticket situation. So here's the ticket situation. I mean, it's kind of zooming in. I mean, is this all sold out? I'm trying to move this thingy around. Verified, a Renegades verified ticket. Oh, these are people reselling their tickets. Renegades verified ticket. Where is this guy? Section 44, row 19. Let's zoom out. Or is this maybe I'm on the wrong side here. Oh, this thing is like going the opposite direction. Come on. Oh, here we go. So you can kind of see here. I mean, that's a pretty decent crowd. There are kind of the Renegades tickets. I mean, there's still some available, but you can kind of see. I mean, that's a decent size, and that goes all the way here, and I believe over here as well. Is that right? Yeah. There's tickets over here, but you see, I mean, all right. There's a section that doesn't have a lot of stands, but you could see there that there is definitely a lot of tickets being sold for this XFL game that's coming up in less than an hour. And I heard back in the day that there was always a lot of, in the 2.0 era, there was always a lot of walk-ups too that day. Especially in DC, I heard that DC had a bunch of walk-ups. So that's something to keep in mind there. Let's see here. Relo Country, Raw 90. So that's Patrick's question. Raw 94 says, why y'all take my LA Wildcats away? Raw 94. The reason why we took your LA Wildcats away is because where you live is very expensive. And that's why we took away your LA Wildcats. That's why the New York Guardians aren't playing in New York. It's because where you all live is very expensive, y'all. So that's why. Relo Country says, your new XFL 2023 champion, the St. Louis Battlehawks. Come on, guy. You have to get through the DC Defenders first. But it's wishful thinking on your part. All right, we got a couple ones about our question about, hey, should we go live on Thursdays? You guys liking that Thursdays thing? Jeff says, let's go XFL. I did a short of prediction and draft as well. Jeff, let's hear your post it in the comment. What do you got? Some predictions. Put your predictions in the comments. We want to read them. Silas says, you definitely don't get enough appreciation for your dedicating to this channel and to the XFL. I listen to your podcast weekly during the 2.0, and it's amazing that you're still at it. Silas, I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that for sticking with us and hanging. It's been A crazy, crazy ride. No doubt. A crazy, crazy ride to get to this point. And it's been a long journey, lots of starts and stops, lots of like, I don't know if we're going to do this or what should we do. Then we started CFL News Hub and we have USFL News Hub. And it's been kind of a crazy. Smash that like button. We could get to 60. We're at 45 right now. Smash that like button, will you? So we've got that. So yeah, we've been here a while. I'll tell you how long we've been around. This was the hat when Danny Garcia and The Rock purchased the XFL. This was the hat that they talked about getting, and we got it. And it wasn't the greatest thing, but I have this hat. I'm one of the few people. Put it over there. It has that hat. All right. Let's see what else. C.E. DeLuca says LA didn't have enough fans engagement back attendance. Yes, all those things. That's what I've been told. Look at team repackage them elsewhere. Same with New York. That doesn't mean that it is completely closed. Now, clearly, the New York Guardians are no longer going to be called the Guardians. They will be called something else. But these teams could be back. Something that The Rock had talked about, that these potential teams could be back. Let's see. What else? Reels and Heels says, I'm curious because tonight's game is going head-to-head with WWE Elimination Chamber and the April 1st and 2nd games against WrestleMania. How does that affect viewership? I mean, this is football fans, and some football fans are into wrestling, but I don't think it will have an impact. What really is going to be the interesting part of the impact is what's going to happen with March Madness. That's going to be interesting. Plus, you're going to have the USFL and XFL playing at the same time. So there you go there. So that'd be interesting. Raw 94 says, meet wifey in Vegas, so I roll with her city, LOL. Oh, there you go. That's the way to do it. My wife has family from Pittsburgh, so on the USFL side of things, we are Pittsburgh Maulers, especially because now they've playing their games in Canton, Ohio, which I hope to be a season ticket holder of that as well. So the USFL has got their thing going on. Alfie PT says, is Arlington game on ESPN? No, the Arlington game is on ABC. Rookie _X4 says, ready for the game. I just put the ABC channel. My job we have multiple TVs. It'll be worth the risk. Football is not over. That is right, Rookie. Football is not over. We are back. And got to shout out, I was thinking about this. There's a lot of things that have changed in the last couple of years since the original XFL. One, my youngest daughter was in 6th grade. Now she's a freshman in high school. My 2 daughters were freshmen in high school. They're now graduating. They're seniors this year. And one of them is actually looking at college right now. That was not a thing just 3 years ago. The Rock owning the XFL and just and there was its point. Mike Mitchell had talked about it where they thought maybe they should pull the plug. After the whole thing with the CFL kind of fell through, there was some chatter that, you know what, maybe this just isn't worth it. Maybe we won't do it. And there was some chatter. And I think what revitalized everything was when they were able to partner with the NFL. And my conspiracy theory to why this is all the way it is, especially with the partnership with the NFL, is that the XFL is clearly a feeder system into the NFL because the NFL has plans to expand in Europe. The NFL adding another team in San Diego or wherever in the United States is not going to move the needle for the NFL. What they need to do, if they really want to take their game to the next level, is they need to expand in Europe and start getting all of those fans. And the only way you do that, and Roger Goodell has talked about it, is that you have to put 4 teams at once. You have to have a division in the country, in Europe, basically. Not the country, but in Europe, 4 teams, so that they can play each other to cut down on the travel costs. Well, where are you going to get 4 teams of players from? You can't siphon all of that. You need some guys that are ready to rock and roll. And that's where the XFL and the USFL come into play. And that's why I believe the NFL is interested in this partnership with the XFL. It is not a minor league team where, the DC Defenders players play for the Commanders of the Baltimore Ravens. It is not like that at all. This is his own standalone thing. But you talk about they're just training the guys to try to get to the NFL. Because let's be honest, that's what people want. That's what players want to do. Maybe they have a nice career in the XFL for a couple years and make a name for themselves. But yeah, the goal is to play in the NFL. Not, that's kind of where it's at there. Let's see. Yusef says Coach T-Buck is a great guy. Yeah, I mean, everything is so wide open. Hey, and welcome everybody. So make sure you smash that like button. Let's get to at least 60 likes here. And do you want me to keep going a little bit longer? We'll take some more of your call. I mean, we're rocking and rolling here. Yeah, I like T-Buck too. Let's see where they kind of come out. We don't know. Brandon says go XFL. Steelers Nation Australia says go Vipers. Silas says, I think people are sleeping on the Vipers rod at coach Huntley, Martavis Bryant, Jeff Badette. Oh, just all these things went crazy. I agree with that. I think they are. I'm a little bit sleeping too. Antonio says the XFL is back, baby. Let's see here. What else? We got a lot of chat. I'm just kind of going through those. Rick 8-Bit says at least XFL has real home games. Now remember, the USFL is now in 4 locations, and continue. They're taking a slower, methodical approach than the XFL, and I think I'm a little concerned, to be honest with you. What does the off season look like for all these employees that the XFL has on their staff? That's what I'm concerned about. Zachariah, thank you for the super chat. $2, appreciate that. Zachariah says going to the Houston tonight. Can't wait. I think Houston will take the win. Thank you very much. I appreciate the chat, super chat there. Everybody's talking about the markets. Let's see what else. All right, so let's wrap this up because I want you guys to take a look at the show. Get your popcorn ready. Let's just quickly go through my picks. Nathan says, which host cities do you expect to have the wildest fans? Wait till you see the Beer Snake on Sunday. And St. Louis will also be off the charts, too. I'm curious to see how San Antonio is rocking, by the way. So here are my picks to go one last time. St. Louis Battlehawks, San Antonio Brahma. Oh, let's go with today's slate. Vegas Vipers at Arlington Renegades. I've got the 3 o'clock on ABC. I got 13-21. Your Arlington Renegades over the Vegas Vipers. Orlando Guardians at Houston Roughnecks. That is your show. That is your game at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. I'm not high on the Guardians, guys. I'm not high on them. So I'm going just 3 points. 16 Houston Roughnecks. I'm sorry. I hope I'm wrong. I hope these are all close games, but I'm not convinced about the Orlando Guardians and their offense. I do know I'm convinced Wade Phillips, he's got great defense, and he's going to have a lighted-up offense. We'll see how they – and remember, most of these games are going to be below the under. They're not going to be at the under. They'll be below, not over, typically. St. Louis Battlehawks, San Antonio Brahmas are our Sunday game at 3 p.m. ABC, 17-14. I got St. Louis Battlehawks over the Brahmas. And then the night game, Seattle Sea Dragons against your team, America's team, the DC Defenders, 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, 20-24 DC Defenders. I will be at that game. I will be at Walters. Come by and say hello and hang out there. I hope you guys are hanging out with friends to watch your games. People want me to stay on because the episode is not new on ABC, so I guess we can hang out for a little bit on there. I do have a couple other things I wanted to get to. Let's get to, let's wrap it up because I've got to get my stuff ready. I appreciate everybody being on the program, hanging out for this preview. Went through the stuff. I've got to get your DFS lineups, get your fantasy football lineups on News Hub Fantasy. And it's about that time, my friends. The return of the XFL is upon us. Get your popcorn ready, get situated, And make sure you smash that like button. Remember, if you want to be part of the show, it's simple. Email us at podcast@XFL News Hub with your thoughts. Record an MP3 or video on your phone. We'll play it on next week's show. Leave a voicemail, 888-430-7692, extension 3. And we are live, my friends, live on the Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I wasn't even wearing glasses in 2020. And now I got to wear glasses. Otherwise, I can't read any of this. People are like, man, your reading sucks. I'm like, oh, that's because I can't see it because I'm not wearing my glasses. Watch XFL Weekend Review live at 8 p.m. Eastern every Monday on the YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. As always, my friends, it is finally here. The XFL has returned. Go watch the show. Give it good ratings. We'll see you back here on Monday night for a reaction, your phone calls. We have them and so much more, my friends. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy this weekend's games. Certainly I will. It has been a long time coming. Where is my outro? That's it for me, folks. As always, thank you so much for stopping by. God bless. We'll see you Monday live at 8 p.m. Eastern. I will see you all later.